What's going on, guys? Another edition of the Digestivo here with SerieAle. 4 things I'd like to quickly recap for you before the new match day starts this weekend. And I'm going to start off with the Derby della Madonnina this past weekend between obviously AC Milan and Internazionale, Inter Milan, the Milan City rivals. And right off the bat, I got to say, despite the fact that it was a draw, there was a big winner here, and the big winner was us, was Serie A, was Serie A fans, was soccer fans in general, football fans in general, because this was a derby that we've needed for a long time now. No winner, but straight action non-stop, and it was crazy. It was unpredictable. I would have thought that Milan would have won by a better margin, considering the form Inter's been and the fact that they just got a new coach. So it shouldn't have all clicked for them. Inter surprisingly had the bulk of the chances, bulk of the offensive opportunities, but they went down first. They came back 1-1. Then Milan made it 2-1. Then they made it 2-2 after the 90th in extra time. It was craziness. It was a great derby. It was exactly what Serie A needed. It was exactly what maybe even Inter needed, and it was just all around great action, great fun, great match, perfect for Serie A, perfect derby, exactly what we wanted. Moving on from the Serie A to the Champions League, and Napoli and Juventus had midweek Champions League action this week. Starting off with Napoli, it was set up perfectly for them. It was given to them perfectly. Their fate was in their hands. All they had to do was win, and they would likely top their group. Easier said than done, it seems, as they tied 0-0 with Dynamo Kiev. And it was just a frustrating match, despite the fact that Napoli was trying time and time again, despite the fact that they had the bulk of the offensive opportunities as well. Every ball was just out of reach, every ball was just a little bit too much, every shot was just a little too wide, and it just didn't happen for them. So now it comes down to the wire. It's going to all come down to the last match day. Every team pretty much still in it, except for, I believe, Kiev. So it's going to be interesting to watch to see what happens between Napoli and Benfica, and I can't wait to see what happens. Juventus, on the other hand, they had a huge test with Sevilla, who's been pretty much back and forth with them for top of their group. Sevilla was on top. They started off flying high. Every offensive opportunity that they had, every run-up that they made looked dangerous. They went up 1-0, and then they collapsed mentally. And Vasquez, he took a red. Maybe he was emotional facing some of his old Serie A compatriots. I don't know what happened. Then they conceded a penalty. Juve was able to tie it, and then in the second half it was pretty much all Juve. In the 80th minute, Moise Kean makes his Champions League debut after making his Serie A debut. The first player born after the year 2000, the first player ever born in the new millennium to play in Serie A and to play in the Champions League. Moise Kean, the 16-year-old Italian striker. So much hype around this guy. It was amazing to see. He comes on, makes a difference. Bonucci scores in the 80th minute, then Mandzukic scores not too long after that. 3-1 Juventus. They are now top of the group, guaranteed into the elimination round. The biggest thing I want to talk about this week was TFC. TFC versus Montreal, leg 1 in Montreal of the MLS Eastern Conference playoff finals. And even before the match started, this was crazy. The 18-yard box wasn't painted correctly, so there was a delay. They had to repaint the 18-yard box. Then Montreal goes up 2-0 in the first half. So you think, okay, maybe in the second half TFC can come together and maybe make this 2-1, go home with an away goal. Nope. Montreal scores, makes it 3-0. It wasn't happening for TFC, but out of nowhere, Altidore, Bradley, the guys stepped up. They scored 2 quickly, I think within like 10-15 minutes. 3-2. What a game. Heading back to Toronto this Wednesday coming up. 3-2 on aggregate for Montreal. Once again, the fate is in the home team's hand right now. It's up to us. We can do it. Everybody get behind TFC. Get behind the Reds. Rally behind them. This is what the city needs. They need a playoff contending team. We all got behind the Jays. We all got behind the Raptors. We're going to get behind the Leafs to make the push for the playoffs. Now they got Matthews, and now that they're looking young and fresh and exciting, now let's get behind TFC. Let's get behind them this Wednesday. Wow. It's just going to be nuts, man. It's going to be nuts. That's this edition for the Digestivo with myself, SerieAle. Stay tuned. Leave a comment below of what you thought about this week's action. Like the video, share the video, hit me up on social media. See you next time.